All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First down. McMahon steps away to his left. Dumps it off to Fournette. No gain, and it's second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Sharks got it, left side. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Gun! Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Operating from the gun. McMahon, open man is Westbrook, complete. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
That's taken on the 25. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Here we go now.
The setup to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Corey Legion with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
This is taken at about the 14. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now Leonard Fournette, and he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll get it down here to the 43. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Gun! 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 Gun!
On first and 10, McMahon. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Off the play fake. McMahon. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand in first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Barney, Barney. All right, now look at 56.
Throwing on 1st down. McMahon. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter games turn into bigger runs later.
Now he'll let it go deep left side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And there's another one of those incredible highlight reel catches. One-handed, deep downfield, another big completion. I know this, partner. As a defender, I don't know how you avoid watching what they do. It's everywhere. All the highlight shows, watching it on Madden. Try not to get intimidated before you go out and have to play against these guys and try and stop them.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Detroit!
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
On 3rd and 2, McMahon feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. T.J. Watt, he's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And Lambeau will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
The drive starts with a handoff to Pirine, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it here with Pirine. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Green 39! Green 39!
Out of the gun now on third down. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. For that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Looking to throw on second down. McMahon forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. That was close to a big play and just a little bit too far that he was led. He caught it but couldn't stay in bounds, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not very good at these sort of things, but I have to believe the farther you are downfield, the less your margin for error in throwing the ball, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so they gave it a good effort there. Really tried, just couldn't complete it.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. McMahon. The open man is sharp. It's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a first down for them, too.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On first down, McMahon. Flushed out right. Now he'll let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, McMahon being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, McMahon. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. This Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense a good chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Green 39! Green 39!
Here's P-Ryan. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now back to throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The pitch to Fournette. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Looking long for Westbrook. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And this one will be brought back to the 22. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
Okay, partner, No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. McMahon. Now they go screen. It's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 30.
Operating from the gun. McMahon. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Over. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. A deep ball for Dotson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Detroit!
They'll drop the throw. And now another one thrown incomplete. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
No, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. A big-time return there, 40 yards. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. to throw on second down. McMahon. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. The Jaguars on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. He will push his way down to about the 14. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And he missed it. It's no good. So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. A deep ball for Dotson. It's caught at the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Josh Doctson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to make this a close game again. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now 13-7. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Off-play action. McMahon on the move to his left. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 3rd down. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. On 3rd down, McMahon eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And Lambeau will put this one through. And now it's a two-score game at 9, 16-7. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Holloway. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney! Gun!
They'll look to throw here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson. And now it's 2nd down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Let's phrase this delicately, okay? Might have had a better option instead of throwing the football into double coverage.
He was blanketed. I was surprised that he went his direction.
Yeah, should have thought maybe about the check down, take the completion, keep moving.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
And the blitz does come. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Lucky 56! Lucky 56! Here we go now! Green 30!
Back to throw here. And that is going to be incomplete. The Redskins go for it, but it doesn't pan out. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, McMahon. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McMahon, he's going to launch this thing way downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
The Jaguars on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 11.
Hey. You got three. Three down. Where you at?
Operating from the gun. McMahon. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, it should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
So without making excuses, you have to figure that this rain has had an impact now on both of his missed field goals.
It's one of those situations really difficult to practice for and tough to prepare yourself against. It's just a whole different animal kicking in the rain, and we've really seen him struggle.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And now out come the Jags. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Detroit!
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. McMahon. He sets to fire deep. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Fielded at the 20. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for two, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Ertz has it left side. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
So they look like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he connects with Ertz. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A pickup of 11, and it moves the chains. He'll look to throw. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Redskins on third down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 6. They're going to look to throw. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. The Redskins on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. Looking to throw. It's caught by Treadwell. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Laquan Treadwell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing on first down. McMahon. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. To throw on 2nd down. McMahon. Over the middle, hauled in by Shark. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? Your take.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Monte Nicholson picks it. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Here we go. No, Jack, Patriot.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers. Make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taken in at the 22. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Watch him now, Barney!
Off the play fake. McMahon. Going up top. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This is taken at the 18. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Flushed out right. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. They'll drop the throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Chris Harris with a pick.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Fournette. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they will take a knee here. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
Detroit! Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys who's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Jags, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they go down to defeat for just the 2nd time in 11 games so far.